Welcome to Beverly Unitarian Church. We're gathered together this morning virtually to protect people from the coronavirus. We welcome you, whoever you are, whether you're an old friend or a brand new person joining us out of curiosity. We welcome you no matter your race, no matter your gender, no matter your age, no matter your level of physical ability. If you're a person of goodwill, we welcome you here this morning, and we're glad you've joined us. There will be a coffee hour on Zoom after the service, and we invite you to join us there as well. There will be a posting in the chat near the end of the service that will tell you how to join the Zoom coffee hour. Please join me in saying the words as we light the chalice. The words should appear on your screen. We light this challenge, symbol of our purpose to bring more love and justice into this world. We light this chalice, knowing our congregation as a church dispersed across communities, not bound by walls, but connected through the web of life. Please join in singing hymn number 360, Here We Have Gathered. The words will be on the screen.
Here we have gathered side by side, circle of kinship, come and step inside. May all who seek here find a kindly word. May all who speak here feel they have been heard. Sing now together this our heart's own song. Here we have gathered, called to celebrate days of our lifetime, matters small and great. We of all ages, women, children, men, infants and sages, sharing what we can. Sing now together this our heart's own song. Life has its battles, sorrows and regret, but in the shadows let us not forget. We who now gather know each other's pain. Kindness can heal us as we give, we gain. Sing now in friendship this our heart's own song.
We join together in saying the words of our covenant. Love is the spirit of this church, and service is its law. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in love, and to help one another. And now we invite you to exchange greetings using the chat function. Our story this morning is Sophie and Little Star, written by Amber Hendricks and illustrated by Raissa Figueroa. Every night when the sun had set and the stars gathered in the heavens to shine their light on the world, Little Star winked, wishing she could join. But Little Star was far too small and had yet to develop her glow. Besides, it was hard for such a little star to stay up all night. Each new day when she drifted to sleep, Little Star would dream of shining her own light. One morning, Little Star was so sleepy that she stumbled and fell from the sky. Tumbling through the trees, she landed with a terrible crash. When she looked up, the sky seemed very far away, and she felt very, very small. Sophie came upon her and asked, "What is the matter, Little Star?" "I fell from my home in the sky, and I don't know how to return," Little Star cried. Sophie smiled and took Little Star's hand. "Don't worry, Little Star. Together we will find a way." Soon the new friends came upon a playful breeze twirling through the trees. "Miss Breeze," Sophie asked, "could you please whisk Little Star back into the sky where she belongs?" Breeze puffed up her cheeks and blew with all her might. "Oh, no, no, no," she trilled. "I'm much too gentle to blow that hard. I'm sorry, but I cannot help." Little Star grew sad. Sophie saw this and said, "Don't worry, Little Star. Together we'll find a way." Along the path, the pair discovered an oak tree. Sophie looked at its mighty branches and asked, "Mr. Tree, will you stretch your branches and lift Little Star back to her home in the sky?" Tree lifted his limbs towards the sky, but said with sadness, "Oh, no, no, no. My branches are much too short to reach that high. I'm sorry, but I cannot help." Little Star grew even sadder. Sophie saw this and said, "Don't worry, Little Star. Together we will find a way." Wandering along, they bumped into a blackbird chasing a worm. "Mr. Bird," Sophie asked, "will you please fly Little Star up into the sky where she belongs?" That bird really wants that worm. Blackbird frowned and ruffled his feathers. "Oh, no, no, no," he said, stomping his foot. "My wings are much too small to fly that far. Besides, I'm busy," and he returned to chasing his worm. Little Star began to cry. Sophie saw this and said, "Please don't cry, Little Star. Together, I know we'll find a way. Look!" Gathering her courage, Little Star asked one more time, "Mr. Cloud, will you please carry me back into the sky where I belong?" "Tiny star," replied Cloud, "I am neither mighty like the oak nor graceful like the breeze, but if you'll let me, I'll carry you home." Then something amazing happened. Little Star began to glow and glow and glow with happiness. But her light dimmed when she realized she would have to leave her new friend. Sophie saw this and said, "Don't worry, little star. I will watch where you land in the sky, and tonight before I go to sleep, I will find you and make a wish." Little Star beamed as she climbed onto the cloud, and together they drifted into the sky. That night, before she climbed into bed, Sophie looked out her window and found the brightest star in the sky. There's Sophie looking out her window. Sophie whispered, "Good night, little star." The star twinkled, and Sophie just knew that little star was whispering back, "Good night, Sophie." So Sophie and little star, even though they ended up very far apart, were able to stay connected. Sophie could see little star twinkling in the sky, and little star looked down on Sophie. Even though they were far apart, they were not alone. I invite you to light your chalice and to share in the chat any joys or sorrows you might have experienced since you were last gathered together with us. We gather together each week as a community of faith, and part of what strengthens the bonds that hold us together is the sharing of joys and sorrows and personal concerns. So if you have a joy or a sorrow or a personal concern that you want to share this morning, please use the chat function to do so. And now we enter into a time of silence for prayer or meditation or reflection. Please join in singing hymn number 123, Spirit of Life.
Down and troubled, and you need some love and care. Nothing, oh nothing is going right. Close your eyes and think of me, and soon I will be there to brighten up even your darkest night. Just call out my name, and you know wherever I am, I'll come running, see you again. Winter, spring, summer, or fall, all you have to do is call, and I'll be there, yes I will. You've got a friend. Just call out my name, and you know wherever I am, I'll come running, see you again. Winter, spring, summer, or fall, all you have to do is call, and I'll be there, yes I will. You've got a friend. Ain't it good to know that you've got a friend when people can be so cold? They'll hurt you, they'll desert you, they'll take your soul if you let them. Oh, don't you let them. Call out my name, and you know wherever I am, I'll come running, see you again. Winter, spring, summer, or fall, all you have to do is call, and I'll be there, yes I will. You've got a friend.
What with social distancing and sheltering in place, it has become more difficult than ever before to stay connected to the people we value. This morning, we have the pleasure of hearing their thoughts on staying connected from Matt D'Agostino, Mike Wolfe, and Blanca Vilella.
Hello, I'm Matt D'Agostino, and today I've been asked to talk about connection and community. As a teacher, the idea of building community is something that suspends itself in my brain during this time of year. From day one of school, I'm constantly trying to match names to faces or avatars in 2020 and learn about how best to help each student learn. Who is visual? Who is verbal? Who is an empath? And who needs to be moving as much as possible? I commit so much of our precious time to that simple act of understanding something about their humanity. In some ways, I find it completely antithetical to the whole notion of me as the teacher, because truthfully, I am learning so much from each of them. So how does this translate into my own personal life outside of the classroom? When I develop and try and maintain friendships, I certainly look to hear other stories, their passions, their families, their friends, what makes them laugh, what makes them cry. I want to understand what sorts of memories have formed the person in front of me. Sometimes this is easy, and people want to share those parts of themselves. Other times it is not that way. Sometimes people are quiet or reticent to share their history for fear or shame or any of the other myriad of reasons that exist. Maybe they are even just quiet or not that into me. All of this is as it should be. But what I do know for certain is that each person has a story, and that is something that I try to remind myself of often. If I get a chance to interact with a person, I am blessed to share that space for however long we have together. This was a complicated message for a multitasking premillennial to learn and absorb. And like so many other things in my life, the answer was in the dirt, just waiting for me to dig it up. You see, when a seed or sapling is planted in the ground, a tremendous set of complex relationships begins to take form between a variety of life forms and within the plant itself. Seriously, my plants have a thriving social life. Sometimes I'm jealous, especially during COVID. Bees, ants, butterflies, and fungi are a small sample of the visitors each of the plants get each day. Some visits are for a few fleeting seconds, and others are for minutes. Some result in the birth of new fruit, and sometimes the visitors need to take a literal bite from the plant. I don't stop any of these events from occurring anymore, because I truly believe they are linked to the great tapestry that I'm learning so much from. This is nature, and these are real relationships. Sometimes they get too much water and sometimes too much heat, but each of these has the possibility of strengthening the plant and teaching it a little lesson. These plants are incredibly adaptive as they stretch around to get whatever nutrients they need. We also need to remember to stretch out and get the nutrients we need, whatever that is for us. These plants make me a better human. They've taught me to listen to others, to appreciate the blowing breeze that brings along a friendly insect or human. And they have taught me about death and made it not seem so scary. Not to overextend that metaphor, but I have realized that in my relationships, sometimes they are pollinated with new ideas and areas of exploration. And sometimes I lose a leaf to a hungry cabbage butterfly. I have also realized that at some point, this physical body is going to cease to move the way I currently understand it. But I believe it will still nurture this world, whether it is because I have planted literal or figurative seeds, or because I have interacted with other living things. I believe that I am a part of what I have come in contact with. I exist beyond my own physical space and self now. I know this is true because I can hear advice from others like they are next to me, even if they have long left this earth. Every interaction is a connection. I have found peace with all of these outputs because I know, again, that they are a part of that big tapestry of life. So how do I build connections and community? I welcome them. I nurture them. I feed them and I try to love them. I'm learning that each person is unique and different from me, and that they each have their own set of values and ways of engaging in the world. Some people want to share their life story, and some do not. I get that now. But I also get that I can still grow from the relationship. Each style of person can nurture us if we only take the time to treat the relationship with the respect it deserves and welcome what it offers to give to us. Thank you. Have a great day.
Hi, I've been asked to give a talk about community and connection, and I don't know if I'm the best person to do that because I've always had a hard time doing that. I'm one of these people who have always been kind of afraid of reaching out to people. I don't want to be rejected, and that's just who I am. And I understand, and I envy people who can do that, who can reach out and make bonds, and it's a beautiful thing. And I don't do that so well. So when I was a young person, I got involved in the political movement, civil rights, and the anti-war movement, and then I got involved in a revolutionary movement, and I was part of that for many years. And I think one of the reasons that I did that was because it gave me a way to connect with people. It gave me a structure that I could be involved with people and we were doing good things, and it helped me a lot. And without that, I don't know what I would have become or what I would have done. I just have to say that loneliness and isolation is a terrible thing. And I have experienced that in my life. Maybe it was self-inflicted, but even when I had my children and my family, I went through that for some time. And it's an awful thing. And now in this time of COVID, in this time of this plague, it's so hard to make the connections that we need to make. And we really need to make an intentional effort to reach out to people. I'm better off than some people. I have my wife, I have my children, my grandchildren, I have my group, Southsiders for Peace. I have this church, which makes a difference. So I have some community that I can relate to, and it makes so much difference in my life. And so I try to reach out to some people who maybe are lonelier than I am, and I don't do it enough. And we should all do that. We need to talk to people who need us, because we need them. And maybe this has been a little bit of a therapy session for me. I don't know. It's helped me. I am so gratified, that's not the right word. It does me so much good that I've been asked to do this. Because this has got me thinking about how awful it is to be lonely and how necessary it is for all of us to reach out to other people and to stay connected. So it's a hard thing, and but we have to do it. And we have our community, we have this church, we have our groups, and if we know people, and we should stay with that. And if we know people that need us, we should call them and say hello. How are you? What's doing? I don't know if this is 5 minutes, but I think that's all I have to say. So it's not, it's kind of my therapy session. So, Jenny, you're going to send me a bill, or the whole church can send me a bill. Thank you. God bless.
Coretta Scott King said, "The greatness of a community is most accurately measured by the compassionate actions of its members. To me, a community is whole when the couple that walks by every day at 3 p.m. waves, when Tony, our mailman, is ready for an hour-long conversation. Compassion really comes out in the small things. A community is who we lean on when times are tough, our friends, family, and neighbors who are there for us when we need love, support, and encouragement. But compassionate actions also are often seen when things are good too. I chose my community to feel secure, to find my values, and feel like I am part of something bigger. That's why I feel like it's important to give back too, so everyone can feel the love and warmth that I do."
Please join in singing hymn number 354, verses 1 and 2. We laugh, we cry.
We laugh, we cry, we live, we die, we dance, we sing our song. We need to feel there's something here to which we can belong. We need to feel the freedom just to have some time alone. But most of all, we need close friends we can call our very own. And we believe in life and in the strength of love. And we have found a need to be together. We have our hearts to give. We have our thoughts to receive. When we believe that sharing is an answer. A child is born among us, and we feel a special glow. We see time's endless journey as we watch the baby grow. We're thrilled to hear imagination freely running wild. We dedicate our hearts and minds to the spirit of this child, and we believe
As we extinguish the chalice, please join in the words that appear on your screen. Never has it been more true than now. We extinguish this flame, but the sparks within us remain alight. From each of us in our supposed solitude, the signals buzz and hum, sparkling through space one to another, connecting us invisibly but palpably. We are one, and from every window our light shines.